Sometimes in sports, there's a moment so big, so unforgettable, that it changes how we see a player forever.
Giannis explodes to the basket.
Did you see where he took off? Oh my goodness.
His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he can naturally get it done.
For Giannis Antetokounmpo, that moment came in 2021.
No doubt, given he was the two-time MVP in the league, this year's Bill Russell, Finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
For years, he was doubted, mocked, and told he wasn't skilled enough. People said he had no jumper, no bag, no skill. Even stars like James Harden went out of their way to downplay what Giannis could do. To many, he was just the run-and-dunk man. But in 2021, Giannis silenced every single critic the only way he knew how, by winning. The doubts and the pain. From the start of his career, Giannis was viewed as raw talent. He was tall, long, and freakishly athletic, but people said he couldn't shoot, couldn't create, and couldn't win in the modern NBA. In today's league, guards and wings with smooth jumpers were king. Giannis didn't fit that mold, and for 7 straight seasons, his failures in the playoffs made it easy for critics to pile on. 2019 was supposed to be his breakout year. He won MVP, led the Bucks to 60 wins, and stormed through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. But then came Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. Giannis and the Bucks went up 2-0 in the series, only to collapse and lose 4 straight. Kawhi outdueled him, and the Raptors went on to win the title. In 2020, Giannis came back even better, winning back-to-back MVPs and the Defensive Player of the Year. The Bucks were the best team in the NBA again, but the playoffs told the same story. Miami exposed their weaknesses in the bubble and knocked them out in round 2. Another brilliant regular season, another playoff disappointment. The critics had more ammo than ever. To them, Giannis was great for highlights, but not built for winning. A new mindset in 2021. But Giannis entered the 2021 season different. He wasn't chasing MVPs anymore. He wasn't hunting personal awards. His eyes were on one prize only, the championship. He even paced himself, saving energy for the playoffs. Still, there was fear. In March, he quietly injured his knee. He missed 6 games and admitted later he felt soreness that wouldn't go away. It was a bad sign, but Giannis didn't care. He was going to play no matter what. The Bucks' first playoff opponent? The same Miami Heat that embarrassed them the year before. And Giannis had revenge on his mind. Revenge on Miami. Game 1 set the tone. Giannis stuffed the stat sheet. 26 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 7 dunks. He was everywhere. Miami couldn't stop him. Game 2, a beatdown. Giannis dropped 31 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists in a 34-point blowout. Game 3, another demolition, this time by 29 points. Game 4, Giannis closed it out with a triple-double. 20 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists. The Bucks didn't just beat Miami, they embarrassed them. The demons of 2020 were gone. Now the real test was waiting. Brooklyn. The battle with the Nets. The Nets were loaded. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Maybe the greatest offensive trio ever assembled. To beat them would take everything Giannis had. Game 1 started badly. Harden injured his hamstring, but KD and Kyrie still carried Brooklyn to the win. Game 2 was worse, a 39-point blowout. Down 0-2, the whispers started again. Same old Giannis. Another collapse coming. But back in Milwaukee, Giannis turned into a monster. He scored 33 points in Game 3, helping the Bucks escape with a close win. In Game 4, disaster struck Brooklyn. Kyrie sprained his ankle, leaving KD to carry the load alone. Giannis smelled blood. He scored 34 points with 12 rebounds, tied the series, and kept Milwaukee alive. Game 5 belonged to KD. He dropped 49 points in one of the greatest playoff performances ever. Giannis was good, but not enough. The Bucks trailed 3-2. One more loss, and it was over. But Giannis didn't let it end. Game 6, back in Milwaukee, he exploded for 30 points and 17 rebounds. With Middleton adding 38, the Bucks forced a Game 7. That Game 7 became legendary. Giannis was unstoppable. 40 points, 13 rebounds, and clutch plays all night. KD almost ended it with a miraculous shot, but his foot was on the line. Instead of a 3, it was a 2. Overtime. In OT, Giannis finished the job. The Bucks won 115-111. The critics were silenced for now. The Greek Freak had finally delivered in the clutch. The injury scare against Atlanta. In the Eastern Conference Finals, Milwaukee faced the Atlanta Hawks and young superstar Trae Young. Giannis started strong with 34 points in Game 1, but Trae stole the show with 48. Atlanta took the opener. The Bucks responded, winning Games 2 and 3. But then disaster struck. In Game 4, Giannis went down with a gruesome knee hyperextension. Everyone feared the worst. Would his season end just as his story was being rewritten? Somehow, Milwaukee rallied without him. Middleton and Holiday carried the team, and the Bucks advanced to their first finals since 1974. The only question was, would Giannis return? The finals against Phoenix. The answer was yes. 1 week after an injury that looked like it might end his career, Giannis was back. The opponent, the Phoenix Suns, led by Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Game 1, Giannis looked solid but not dominant. Phoenix won. Game 2, Giannis erupted for 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks. But again, the Bucks lost. Down 0-2, the finals looked like another heartbreak. But back in Milwaukee, Giannis went nuclear. In Game 3, he scored 41 points with 13 rebounds and 6 assists. In Game 4, he made the play of the finals, the iconic block on DeAndre Ayton. He covered the entire paint in one leap and stuffed the shot at the rim. It was superhuman. The Bucks tied the series 2-2. Game 5 brought another legendary moment. Holiday stole the ball from Booker in the final seconds and lobbed it to Giannis for a thunderous alley-oop dunk and foul. Giannis roared and the Bucks took a 3-2 lead. Then came Game 6 in Milwaukee, the moment of truth. The game that would define Giannis forever. And he delivered a masterpiece. 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. He dominated every second. It was one of the greatest close-out performances in NBA history. The Bucks won the championship for the first time in 50 years. Giannis lifted the trophy and the Finals MVP. The run-and-dunk man was now a champion. Legacy of 2021 Giannis. That 2021 run changed everything. Giannis wasn't just an MVP or a stat sheet monster anymore. He was a champion. He was the guy who came back from injury, destroyed the super team Nets, made historic plays in the finals, and capped it all with 50 in a closeout game. Nobody could stop 2021 Giannis. Not the Heat, not the Nets, not the Hawks, not the Suns, not even a knee injury that looked career-ending. For years, people said he had no bag, no jumper, no skill, but skill doesn't win championships. Heart, power, and greatness do. And in 2021, Giannis proved he had all three. In sports, critics love to tear players down, but the greatest athletes find a way to rise above it all. Giannis did exactly that. He silenced everyone by doing the one thing no one could take away: winning. The 2021 finals run will always be remembered as the year Giannis Antetokounmpo became a legend. The Greek freak proved he was unstoppable. He proved that when the lights were brightest, he could carry his team to glory. And when history looks back, it will say this: in 2021, nobody could stop Giannis.